Hello, welcome to the Puff Up Show. This is episode 8. Is it episode 8? Episode 8? Yeah, I'm going to go with episode 8.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow? Alright, yeah, it is episode 8
Hail.
of the Buff Up Show. It is the PC gaming show in association with the Next Gen Gaming blog. And I've just double checked it is episode 8. Yes, okay. Yes, I'm once again joined by my beautiful co-hosts.
I return. I still have tonsillitis, mind you, but I returned.
Who said I was talking about you? Alright.
Well,
That is Aaron. Av, are you with us?
Yes, am I? But I'm not beautiful to you?
You are. That's what I was saying, exactly like Aaron assumed straight away that it was
I
him.
had assumed correctly. All right.
Av, why are you glad to be a PC gamer this week?
Oh, probably because Shogun expansion came out.
Woo!
Need to pick that up.
You do need to pick that up. Aaron, why are you glad?
Of course, I'm going to say the Guild Wars 2 beta, which should have come out of NDA by the time you've heard this.
No, it's still on NDA, but we can say we're playing.
Okay.
We are playing
Well,
the Guild Wars beta this weekend, and we can bring you coverage next week. Woo! Alright, cool. I was expecting more excitement there, but, we'll move on. Quite a bit of news this week in the world of the PC gaming. We'll get straight to it with some of the smaller pieces. What are you sniggering at? First up, we have Dark Souls. It's basically all but been confirmed for PC. There have been a couple of interesting, pieces of evidence that have shown that Dark Souls is coming to the PC. Av, can you tell us about this?
What can I tell you about this? As far as I know, they've been hush-hush about it. It's not exactly confirmed, but I'm actually happy. I wanted to play that game, and this gives me an option.
Well, you've got a PS3. Why wouldn't you play it on the
do,
PS3?
Yeah, my TV isn't all that great for that.
Good stuff, Aaron. I know you like hurting yourself, punishing yourself whilst you play games on the
I do.
on the hard difficulties.
I do love a bit of self-abuse. So
You haven't self-abused yourself on the PS3 yet. Would it be more convenient to self-abuse on the PC?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually own Dark Souls, and it's just been sitting there.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
weren't you given it? You were given it, right?
No, I bought it.
You went out and bought Dark Souls.
Yeah, and it's just been sitting there at the moment.
Okay.
'Cause there's too many games to play. God damn it! All right, I'm spoiled for choice. But let it be said that throwing your dollar at the pram and signing the petition gets you what you want. So I think we should do that more often.
Well, I think generally it means that people are going to buy their game and they show interest. And like, okay, if you want to buy our game, we'll make it.
We should do it more often with more other games, right?
We should, all right. I mean,
go
I think it would look good on PC. The PC gamers love their hardcore games, right? So this game should be on PC. God damn it! I'm putting my fist down. We'll move on to some more news. We all have achievements, right? How would you like achievements for clicking your mouse and tapping on your keyboard with Rocat's new mouse features achievements? Is this taking things too far?
Just a bit, mate. What's the purpose? What do you get from this? There's no sense of achievement. You sit there and you click your mouse.
It tracks your
keyboard
clicks
every day. There's no point.
That's right. That's right. Well, you can achieve stuff while doing like StarCraft 2 players will achieve it a lot quicker than your average PC gamer with their mad clicks. This is silliness, but Rocat are like they're trying to muscle in on Razer. They've got all these weird campaigns like, yeah, well, PC gaming's not dead. They're trying to muscle in on that. It's all silliness. But I don't know, if you like Rocat and their products, then you can get achievements by clicking shit.
Wow. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, I think we'll move on swiftly to StarCraft patch 1.5 details. Now, this is going to be the patch which lays the way for the Heart of the Swarm, and it's going to include the new Blizzard Arcade, which will host the Blizzard Dota, which is coming out with Heart of the Swarm, but it's also going to be a place to showcase custom games better than they currently are. Custom games currently get a bit lost in the wilderness with only the top rated games really showing up, so new talent is often ignored. They're also allowing a model editor, so you can, instead of using stock models and importing other models, you can actually create models inside the editor. Av, how do you feel about this patch?
Well, it's a good thing, really. Any patch like that is a good thing. Like, they haven't actually released any real info. They just released general ideas about it, which are all well and good. We'll see how it actually is, like, in the works. Like, I like the fact that you can edit models, yeah, but I see this will be way more limited than actually importing a model from, let's say, Maya or 3D Studio Max.
Yeah, well, it's a nice little self-contained thing. I know Blizzard Arcade could be interesting. You're a guy who plays a lot of custom games, or you used to play a lot of custom games in
Yeah, I used
StarCraft
to
2.
play a lot of custom games.
Did you find it
Wasn't-
hard to track down some of the new talent, or do you think this arcade is needed? I know Husky's always going on about how new custom games are always hard to find and it's hard to get
Yeah,
noticed.
it's true. They are hard to find since most of the top places are always the same ones. So it's same types or or the same actual maps with just different versions or something. Plus, the search option in the custom games is abysmal. Like, if you type 2 words in there, you will find 50 billion maps. And if you are lucky, maybe the one you're looking for will be one near the front. If not, then sucks to be you. You have to search for 15 pages of maps.
Yeah.
And a lot of those maps aren't even worth seeing.
Well, this could be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see some of the new talent that comes out of this. It's interesting that obviously the details are very thin on the ground, as you said, and they've just announced their intention to release this patch. Do you know? Do you think when do you think this patch is going to hit? And do you think Heart of the Swarm is coming out this year or next year?
I'm still thinking it's this year. I mean, there's plenty of year to go around, and let's face it, they don't have to do that much to do it. They already have the engine. They already have things. They already have a working BattleNet 2.0. They had to do that on the first StarCraft, or on the second StarCraft when it was released. And they don't have to do all that much. Obviously, they have to redo some things, but it won't be all that much work. Like, plus there will be balancing issues, so there will be a beta. So I'm guessing maybe later this year, like possibly like September.
All right, you heard it. Beta in September. You heard it here first. Aaron, you're a StarCraft slacker.
I am indeed.
Did you feel bad?
No.
Alright, we've got to make him feel bad. You're missing out on this stuff, Aaron. Come on, man. The expansion is coming out and you haven't mastered StarCraft yet.
As I've said, this whole modeling thing, I don't think that's going to be in depth. Purely because I see it throwing up issues. Like, if you could just throw in any model you want, a lot of people have committed to memory what each model looks like. So when you're scouting and whatnot, and you can see what your opponent's doing straight away and recognize it. If you could just add any.
No, but this is for custom games.
Is it just for custom?
Yeah,
games?
so like people have made like MMOs in the engine, so so people can make their own like custom games and stuff using the engine. We'll move on to another Blizzard game, Diablo 3 release date. How excited are we for this? May 15th. No PvP. Aaron, I'm going to go to you first. I know you're disappointed that PvP isn't in, but would you rather have the single player now and multiplayer later? Aaron?
Sorry about that. I would actually wait for this purely because, first of all, I want PvP in there. Second of all, there's so many games coming out in May that I can quite happily wait. Diablo's, although I've been waiting for it for a while, it will have to struggle with a few other releases coming around that time. So I wish they would have waited, but you know they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you just gotta suck it up.
Av, where do you sit on this? Basically, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Blizzard are releasing the game incomplete." But you know, if you're a die-hard fan and you're waiting on the edge of your seat for this, it's better to have some now and more later, right?
I'm quite surprised they have been delaying it. Like, I'm thinking they want to release it early, and they just cut it to release it earlier. Because I always, for the last few months, I've been expecting like this Diablo 3 beta to turn into the multiplayer aspect. Like, I was waiting for that because it needs balancing, obviously. Because I'm surprised they have done this partially. Because I understand they have deadlines and they have to release it on specific times, and they're probably being pushed by Activision and all. Other than that, I'm not surprised because they basically always have been trying to push their games into esports with StarCraft and previously with WoW, which kind of failed hard. But arenas like that, they also support, I think, spectator mode, which is pretty esport-esque, really.
All right, so are you happy this is coming out at least in May now? We're seeing the end because this release was pushed back and pushed back. So are you glad we're at least seeing the campaign coming out?
Yeah, well, I'm not much of a competitive multiplayer person. I like playing co-op modes more than I like playing competitively. So
You are
co-op
weak.
campaign is quite perfect for me.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, there's some outrage on Twitter when they did announce it. But play the campaign now. By the time you're done with the campaign,
It's not the Blizzard
multiplayer.
way though, is it? Really, it's kind of
Yeah,
like
I agree, actually.
it's that's why people are like, "Hey, what's going on here?" Like for years and years, you've been telling us it's out when it's out, it's ready when it's ready, and all of a sudden you're.
But it
giving
is
us
ready. The
game.
campaign is ready, man. It's ready.
Well, the game isn't just the campaign, is it?
Yeah.
They announced it with PvP. So
I'm
therefore,
guessing the regular player killing will still be there, like it was in the second game. There were no real arenas in the second game, were they?
Hmm. Oh, we'll probably see a patch.
This feels like what happened with WoW. Like WoW did not have arenas or battlegrounds when it came out.
Well, we'll probably see a patch server and they'll get patched in. We'll see a patch server so they can balance it and try it out, and then eventually get patched in. So obviously this is coming out this year. Another Blizzard game, is World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria. We got some trailers and information. A whole bunch of information went out on MMO Champion from a recent press day. First of all, Aaron, you were saying earlier that this game, despite the old engine, is looking quite fantastic.
fantastic might be a stretch.
You could draw comparisons between this and the CryEngine 3 demo that we were talking about
definitely.
on the podcast.
No, but in all seriousness, I looked at the trailer and I was like, why do I feel like this game is actually pretty looking? And they've done a really good job with the art direction of this game, as always, because the engine is terrible, it's dated and it's ugly as fuck. But they gloss over it with the art direction so well with each expansion. And I'm just as impressed as I was with Burning Crusade when that came out. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, last episode we were talking about the Scroll of Resurrection, which is hoping to get players back into the game. I mean, would you buy this? I mean, you bought every WoW expansion because we were sort of always playing it, and now we're sort of in the off mode as we're not playing World of Warcraft. Would you buy this expansion just to level, to experience the new zones and experience the new dungeons?
You see, I know a lot of people like to shout and cry that, oh no, I'm over WoW, I'm never coming back and whatnot. But let's all be honest with ourselves. We're probably going to buy it. I'm probably going to do exactly what I did with Cataclysm, level to cap. And be right, cool. This is still the same as it was. I'm moving on now, but at least I've experienced their new world and I've seen what they've had to offer, kind of thing. I think a lot of people will do the same. I still think it's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. So you think you will buy it and you experience the content and then go. Well, you have to remember they have got the raid finder now. So finding a raid is no longer a hardcore thing. Obviously, the raid finder is a more casual version of the instance. But now you can actually, as long as you're at a certain gear level, which you get from the dungeons anyway, you will be able to just queue up for this new raid and go in straight away. So it's not like, oh, you have to find a guild, you have to gear up. Obviously, it's not going to be the same rewarding experience. But and it's going to be lesser loot, but you'll actually be able to experience the content. So maybe the game's definitely going more casual, but it's allowing players that used to be hardcore to go casual. Av, I know you're quite the opposite to us. You don't want to touch this thing with a barge pole.
10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I came back to Cataclysm was mainly because of the guild. That was the main reason. I had no real interest in gear nor the rat race for everything. However, I do agree they are doing a decent job. However, with the looks, you do get the Blizzard's dodginess there. Like, you can say it looks better, but you haven't seen it like moving. You haven't seen every aspect of it.
They use good textures, I think.
They use
that,
good textures,
yeah.
but the models are still abysmal. I know they're upgrading like the character models and
Yeah.
stuff. That's still on hold, like on in the works. But when you fly, for example, you go over the bloody treetops, and then you see how horrid it looks. You start seeing how just flat and ugly. How badly does it look?
A way to bring it down.
They are upgrading it, but they are limited by the engine, which, as Aaron said, is very dated.
Mm.
As for coming back for Mist of Pandaria, I don't think so. I've already accepted this game is no longer for me. They aren't catering for me. They are mainly catering to the younger audience, which is fine. This is a valid choice. They no longer need to bring back the old people. They rather want new people who would still buy it and pay for it and play it, which is a good choice. They will increase their subscriber base doing that.
All right. Well, the subscriber base is falling. I think we'll see a sharp rise when the expansion is released. And speaking of release dates, when's this going to be released? Because we know Diablo's coming out in May. We know Heart of the Swarm may be coming out this year. This may be coming out this year. I mean, Blizzard are only going to release one more game this year. So is it going to be this, or is it Heart of the Swarm? Aaron, what do you think?
I don't think Heart of the Swarm is coming out this year, and if it does, it's coming out very, very, very late in this year. I think StarCraft is Blizzard's crown jewel at the moment, and they want to get it as perfect as they can. I know Av was saying that, yeah, they do have the core assets there, but StarCraft is more than just the engine. They've got to make sure everything's as balanced as possible, so they don't have to keep on patching it like they usually do 24/7, or they can minimize the patching. So I think they'll focus on leaving that till either late or next year. This will come out.
Yeah, we got the whole esports scene as well, and you're probably going to need 6 months of beta just to get it balanced. And it's going to be very strange because people are going to be going to tournaments playing StarCraft 2, and you're going to have the beta in the works, and people are going to be trying out the beta and so on, which has new units. Also with Cataclysm, we've had the big end boss fight already, so the hardcore guilds are waiting for the next bit of content. So Av, I know you said Heart of the Swarm probably this year, but do you think Cataclysm, Mr. Pandaria is more likely to come out this year?
Well, they already started the beta, which is already more than you can say for StarCraft.
Well, they announced sign-ups for beta.
Plus, they did say that after Lich King came out, there was about a year of like nothing, absolutely nothing, until like that Ruby Sanctum and then Cataclysm. They did say they do not want to repeat that mistake, because that's pretty much what they assumed it was a mistake. So I'm guessing after the last patch of Cataclysm, probably like half a year, 10 to 10 months maybe, it should come out.
Yeah, so I think we'll see Pandaria soon, and StarCraft Heart of the Swarm next year. I think that is all the Blizzard stuff for now, but lots of Blizzard games coming out. And just a quick couple of news pieces that we didn't mention earlier. Okay, so this Red Harbinger is the name of this company. They've brought out these desks that house your PC games. Av, I know when I mentioned this to you, you weren't so excited, but Aaron got a hard on. Aaron, you want one of these desks, right?
I do, purely because it looks like an arcade cabinet. Like I could quite see myself like throwing all the PC bits at and sticking some sticks in there and be like, yeah, come on guys, let's have a tournament in my house.
It looks big enough to house both. Actually, it's got like room for like a crap ton of hard drives, liquid cooling, graphics cards, and so on. It does look a bit clunky. I mean, if you were rich, you'd have a room with one of these, right?
Well, it's a desk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying it's clunky is kind of defeating the obvious, isn't it? But yeah, it looks all right. I'd be interested to see how you can kit it up and mod it to your specifications, because I don't think there's any information on that at the moment, so we don't know what we can put in.
There's very little information. I think
technically there is a link on that article to a person who made a very similar idea, like already shown like everything.
Ah, okay. So I imagine you just slap a motherboard in there, and then you just, depending on which motherboard you get, you can slap other stuff in there. And it's got some hard drive
Well,
space.
as long as you provide the cooling for it, you can
Yeah.
pretty much do anything you want with it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Very customizable.
You just pretty much make a customized case.
I wonder how much
it.
this thing's going to be.
Probably more than it should, really, seeing as I don't think it's that hard to make.
I don't know, it's interesting. So you won't have to have a big tower in your room anymore. You're just going to have loads of cables plugged into your desk, though. It's going to be really
I'd
weird.
like to see you do a LAN with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think it's made for LANs. But that was one piece of interesting news. Another piece of news, Razer Blade, if you were hoping and waiting for this to come to Europe, it is not. It's not coming to Europe, basically. They haven't said why, but there are rumours that they are already going to upgrade the Blade to use, instead of using a normal i7 processor, it's going to use an Ivy Bridge i7, which uses less power and causes less heat. And also they're probably going to use the new NVIDIA 600 range, one of the GPUs, maybe the 640M, more power. Again, it's going to be cooler, so maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they can fit in this thing. Aaron, sexy laptop, too expensive. You don't care, right?
Yeah, you summed it up there. Do I even need to speak?
If this thing was like £1,500, you'd be interested, though, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
This is a sexy beast. Come on, you want it in Europe?
It's great and it's good looking and it's all grand, but probably costs your kidney on the black market.
Cost you a kidney. Yeah, it is a bit expensive for what it is right now. I don't know. Maybe if I think they could take the price down. I mean, we don't have a European price. It's $2,800.
One, aren't you, when it comes over to Europe?
No. It's really interesting because the NVIDIA 600 series was just announced, and Acer have just put the 640M in their 20mm thick Ultrabook. They've also got like loads of RAM in there and an i5 processor. The only thing that lets this Acer Ultrabook down is that it's got a really bad. It's got like 13 something by 768 resolution, which is terrible for a 15-inch notebook. But you know, the Blade's going to have some competition. You know, these Ultrabooks, which are super thin and super powerful, are going to be having better GPUs than the current Blade, and they cost. This Acer thing cost about $600. So it's like really cheap, thin gaming machine. So maybe this new technology is cheaper, it's cooler, it's going to be much better. I mean, the world of laptops is going to change in the next couple of years, so maybe the Blade will have to bring the price down. Also, they got that stupid touchpad, which probably costs an extra $1,000. So yeah, it's no one's upset.
Well, it'd be interesting because this is being like put forward as primarily as a gaming laptop, isn't it?
Well, portable gaming.
Yeah, so I'm just interested in how well it's going to sell, because I, as you know, recently bought my Alienware, and I pretty much don't use it for anything but word processing at the moment, because I've got my nice sexy PC here.
Yeah, but you go on business trips and then you need a big
business trips.
Yeah. Business trips.
But, okay, say we went to E3 last year. I drugged it along, and we were like, yeah, well, we're in the hotel room and nothing to do. We finished typing up our stuff. We'll play some StarCraft. Did it happen? No, because we don't want to play on our laptop because it doesn't feel as great, if you get what I'm saying. So it'd be interesting to see how well they can market this to that audience.
Yeah, definitely a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see this, but more affordable. I'd like to see more gaming laptops like this. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, the Ultrabooks. We're going to see that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Game of Thrones, game we spoke about last week. We had a trailer, and now we have a combat mechanics video. This is going to play out like Dragon Age, pretty much, except you don't have a pause. You just have a very slow-mo mode. Where
so it's kind of like Witcher more then. Yeah,
more like The Witcher. Very, very well pointed out here by the Polish man. See, you're very proud of your country's work, aren't you?
you could also say Mass Effect if you were playing on a console. So yeah.
Oh, does it not pause on? It pauses on the PC, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
does it pause on the PC?
Yeah. Is it different for consoles and PC?
No, I didn't think it paused on the PC.
Oh no, it does.
You've got hotkeys. Why do you need to pause?
Oh no, because that game's a complete port. So yeah, Game of Thrones. We haven't seen. This should not be confused with the MMO that's coming out. The free-to-play MMO and this are two different games. So this is a proper console PC RPG. Cross-platform, that's the word I'm looking for. Cross-platform RPG. With some, looks like it's going to have some good story and a good variety of playable characters. Aaron, looking at this, are you a bit more excited?
I think its main issue, I think it probably could have done well if it wasn't plonked in the middle of a time where there's loads of RPGs coming out and online RPGs that are probably going to take up a lot of people's time, so that they might struggle in that department. But it looks interesting enough. It just needs to find a better place to pull itself.
All right, Av, you've seen this. There's an interesting talent spec as well. I don't know if you've seen that, where you can like mix and match and so on. Come on, this combat video looks pretty good. Are you excited now about this game?
Well, I'll probably try it, obviously. Will that bring me to Game of Thrones more? Maybe. Depending on how well... Well, let's face it, there aren't many like good game adaptations of videos and vice versa. Hopefully this will work out well.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, I don't know, if they get the story right, they're going to try and do like a side story, so they're not reenacting anything exactly. So it's going to be good. But you can have the locations of the game of the series in there. So I don't know.
Supposedly similar to Lord of the Rings Third Age. Then.
Well, yeah, this could be absolutely epic, or it could just flop. Or it may just. And again, it's coming out in May.
Or more likely,
come on, June and July. Is anything coming out in June or July?
I can see this game sliding under the radar purely because it's just going to be swamped.
Don't let it happen, Aaron. Don't let it happen. Get out there and advertise it. Go out there, wear a big billboard. Like, forget Diablo, forget this. Game of Thrones. No? No? Yeah?
But I think purely because of what they're working with, the whole Game of Thrones license, it should be given a try. But the combat doesn't, as I've said, the combat looks pretty decent. So it's just a case of, do you have time to play it?
I don't know. We have to make time, all right, Aaron? We have to make time.
Always have time for a good RPG.
Yeah. All right, cool. I was just caught watching it there because it looks so good. End of Nations, a game that we played, Aaron. It's going into beta in spring, which is basically now. So in the next weeks or months, it's coming out. Are you interested to play this at all? I know you weren't that impressed.
I was not. I'm just completely not impressed. They keep on like, they're trying to sell it as this microtransaction thing, this monster, and that's how they're planning to like.
Yeah, it's free to play microtransactions, and basically it's in the League of Legends mold of you can buy new skins for your army, and you can buy a few boosts which boost your XP for a few hours. You're a massive League of Legends fan, so you're obviously a fan of this model. Well, you're a big player of League of Legends. Do you think this is going to work for End of Nations, a different sort of genre, but using the same model?
Well, I always liked new genres, because this isn't exactly like common. There aren't many MMORTSs. I suppose the Age of Empires Online could be considered that, but not really. I am actually interested in this. Maybe not the multi-transaction thing, because I don't really like those. But unless you can buy power, I'll live with it.
Well, yeah, so far when we questioned them, they said basically it's going to be skins and XP boosts. So no like new units or anything going to be unlocked as far as we know. So everyone will get the same units, but you just get boring skins on them. I don't know. It all depends on how good the actual gameplay is and how fun, how good of an RTS it is, how balanced it is. It's going to be difficult because you're having these massive battles in regions. Like it's like 12 armies versus 12 armies. And you have a loadout, so it's very micro-based. It's not a macro game with respect to the fact that you don't have to build units, you just have to control units, and then you only have to build units once your units die. So you're controlling about 6 to 12 units at a time. So it's very micro-orientated. We'll have to watch out. Aaron won't be playing because he doesn't care.
Well, are you that excited about it?
I'm ecstatic. I saw
you playing it, and you weren't terribly enthralled.
No, I wasn't. I'm gonna have to give this another go because we did play it a while ago. Yeah, so it hasn't captured me, but that was in a expo environment. So we'll have to see on my own PC what I can do with it. check it out. Also, it's got three factions, different units. It'll be interesting to see where the balance is and how this whole MMO RTS thing works, because you're going to be vying for control of this world, of this globe, and you can port into any country and just play a battle and try and win it. And it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see. Another game which has all of this amazing world versus world versus world is Guild Wars 2. We're playing the beta this weekend, so we're going to have some coverage for you. But just last week, the pre-purchases were announced. We had a digital deluxe version. We had a collector's edition, the standard editions. The collector's edition is coming in at £129.99 of your British pounds. Av, you're a massive Guild Wars fan. Are you saving up for this Ultra edition that has this amazing statue?
No. I like Guild Wars, yes, but I dislike boxes and all that crap they throw.
Okay, so digital deluxe. The digital deluxe is coming with a
maybe
fair few pieces of in-game stuff, like a mount and some rings.
Yeah, don't see why not. Really, maybe I'll go for that one. But I really, Steam has spoiled me.
Yeah.
Pretty much all digital from then on.
Aaron, this game's £129.99 for the collector's edition, but there's no subscription fee. So could you justify a purchase?
Well, I say fuck you, Av. I like collecting stuff. Give me all the collectibles. If you actually took a view of my room right now, you'd see boxes every fucking where. But at 129 quid, with so many games going out, it's
you get
hard.
art prints, man. There are art prints in a frame. You get art prints. And a
It's
book.
hard to justify that quantity of money for an art book and the little figurine and whatnot that comes with it.
So it's really interesting because the book is actually the making of Guild Wars 2 is actually in the book rather than a DVD. So and you also get a soundtrack and a tin. But yes, I think it's a bit too expensive. I think £70 is the sweet spot for a really good collector's edition. I think this could have cost £70. But they're playing on the fact that there are hardcore fans out there that are going to just pay whatever anyway.
The hype for Guild Wars 2 has been insanely large.
Yeah. Well, the hype for Star Wars was big. And I saw Game, Game, who are quickly going out of business, selling the collector's edition for £50, which was originally £130. So, who knows? Maybe EA made too many of those, and NCSoft won't make the same mistake with Guild Wars 2. I don't know, Guild Wars 2, quick mention on Guild Wars 2, anticipation rating. Aaron, we're about to go into the beta this weekend. How excited are you out of 1 to 10?
I'd give it an 8. I'm reasonably excited to see how far they've progressed in the 6 months since I last saw it. Has it been 6 months? Probably been a bit more than that. Hopefully I haven't been spoilt by the wonders that is Terra, and I can still get down with how awesome their system is. They're halfway between being action oriented and halfway between having your skills kind of thing, that kind of thing that they've got going on. So yeah, an 8.
You just told us that you don't want to spend £130, but how excited are you?
How excited? I am somewhat excited, even though I don't have beta access. However, it's probably for the better. I would start complaining about it. I like to live in this illusion.
Okay, so you can live in the illusion for a while longer. So yeah, there's no release date in Guild Wars, is there? Guild Wars 2.
Nope, none.
No, so
They're probably still crafting those epically huge cities that they've got going on.
Hopefully not May. June, July, maybe. I don't know. June, July, August. August is always a barren month, right?
Yeah, maybe.
There are no barren months anymore, man. The whole face of gaming has changed. They
June,
just
July,
release games
August.
24/7.
You'll
have 5 games to play over the summer. Watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting summer, guys. Yeah, I think that is it for this week. A bit of tidying up. You can follow us on Twitter, official_NGB, me, Aryel Abrahami, that guy over there, at AJR Sullivan. And remember, you can always get our news post and video features, and the Buff Up Show is featured on nextgengamingblog.com. That has been episode 8, guys. Thank you for joining me, Aaron.
No problem, my friend. No problem.
Av, thank you for your Witcher 2 skills.
Yes, my Witcher 2 skills anytime.
Authentic. Did you know if you're Polish and you play The Witcher 2, you get an extra ability? Because
You grow a beard.
yeah.
Who's replaying The Witcher 2 when it comes out? By the way, are you excited to delve into the new content?
Yes, certainly be replaying that. And Av has just pointed out something very important. Very, very important. One more news piece that we're going to sneak in today. It is Max Payne. No, this one literally, the reason I forgot it is because this is the last news piece. This literally got posted today. Max Payne 3 on the PC. It's not a simple port. It's being developed alongside the console version. It's releasing a short while after, in the month of May, believe it or not. Aaron, are you excited for Max Payne 3, especially because of the PC features?
I was always excited for Max Payne 3, and there was no doubt in my mind that the PC version was going to be the superior version. The fact that they've just confirmed it and said, hey, this has been actually developed separately and is not just a port with added features is amazing. We need more of this in PC gaming, and I couldn't be more ecstatic.
It's going to have DirectX 11, it's going to have tessellation, it's going to take advantage of higher frame rate, greater visual fidelity, precise controls, customizable visual/control settings, and optional 3D functionality. Come on, it must get you excited.
Well, I did not play the second game.
Dude.
However, I did play the first one quite a lot back when it came out, and like I usually say, I really hate terrible console ports. Like this is the bane of like PC gaming. When we get a terrible port that looks ugly as sin and still plays horribly, even on lowest settings, Saints Row 2. But this is good. I will most likely try it. I like the idea of Max Payne. Like the story and narrative, it was like a lot of like film noir style. And yeah, there's no reason to not try it, seeing as it's coming out on the PC and it will be superior to what the console peasants get.
The console peasants. Alright. I think that's a good note to end it on there. Alright, you've already seen the Twitter details and the NGB stuff, so we're going to end it there for episode 8. I'm going to thank you once again, Aaron. Thank you.
No worries.
And Av, not only do you have Witcher skills, you have the skills to point out news posts that we've missed.
I have the skills of copy pasting.
Good stuff. Remember the Buff Up Show every 2 weeks on the Next Gen Gaming blog on NGB. Go to NGB, check out our video features. We do also do console stuff on there as well. Obviously, we have the console peasants working there, and some good stuff. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time.